So today guys, I'm gonna be taking you through a music video that I shot a couple months ago. This shoot was interesting because it was a very low budget shoot. This is actually one of my first music videos that I've ever done. I directed, planned, and shot the whole video, and with the low budget, it was a bit more challenging because I wanted to include a little bit of story, but we didn't have the crazy budget to really get a bunch of different locations, lighting crew, get camera operators. So we just try to be creative in any way that we can. For this shoot, there actually wasn't quite a lot of pre-production that went on, but I had a general idea before we went out there to shoot. Mainly just getting a story out there, a little bit of a story, but then just mixing it in with a few fun clips because the song that the artist actually sent me was a very short song, so there wasn't too much time to add in a bunch of different details to a storyline. I knew for the overall video feel, I wanted to have an edgy, sort of dark theme that panned out very differently as we shot that in the edit. The video shoot would have been 2 days preferably, but it ended up being actually 3 because we had to do a pickup day. Location, I wanted to actually be on some backcountry roads, a restaurant, a forest. Yeah, for the outfit, I already had that scripted out with the artist. We wanted like a dark outfit with a little bit of color, and I just told him like, do your thing, like just have a little bit of swag to yourself. The main thing in this video is I wanted to push a little bit of storyline because that's one thing that's always interested me. So I always wanted to have a little slight storyline to give it that edge. It kind of just wanted to be like his ex-girlfriend just missing him throughout the thing, like calling him where you're at, and then eventually finding each other towards the end of the video. I had very simple screen grabs I had for the video just to give me a quick reference to look back, to help me when I'm overall out there shooting. There's a few videos that really caught my eye on the story that I wanted to tell with this video. Besides that, there wasn't too much else that went into the pre-production. I just got this idea in my mind for this sort of story when I heard the song from the artist. Mainly the reason for having some sort of slight storyline in the video was just trying to spice things up a bit than just having somebody singing in front of the camera. So for day 1 in the shoot, we started off, we met the artist, and we got to the first location. Getting there, I didn't have much of a plan. I knew I just wanted some city, sort of alleyway type of shots with him doing some performance scenes. I wanted day 1 to be in the city, so we got all those shots out. And day 2, which was actually gonna be all the scenes with the model, with the artist, and we were gonna have those scenes black and white. The city shots were gonna be colored, and every shot with the storyline and with the model are all in black and white, sort of to symbolize like a very past moment. So then again with day 1, as we look at some of the footage here, for the first shot that we did, I was actually sitting on the block for about 30 minutes trying to compose it where it was in my head, but I ended up finding a good composition. We got the artist in frame, and yeah, we just had a good performance scene, and this like completely eased my nerves for the whole rest of the video. At first I was like, I don't even know if I can do this because I've never done this before, but after I got the first shot out of the way, it kind of just release some tension. Also with the artist, I barely really knew him, so it was like my first time really meeting him, so that also adds another factor to it. I wanted to keep a wide frame, but I didn't want to keep it too wide, just to get more of the artist in the frame, but we also had a bit of the city in the background. On the outside of this alleyway, I wanted to shoot like a scene that kind of was like a security camera almost, where it's above him, but it's like angled and tilted, so that was the composition we went here. It was also wide, and I knew if you see in the main video, you'll see this is what I had in my mind when I was shooting it, was that it just kept bouncing from him in one frame to another frame in like a different position, just him performing in the music video. Very useful that he got us to this location because that's where every other city shot from the video actually panned out at. It was such a diverse little like alleyway. You look over here, there was the whole city skyline, and you look over here, another street that's like more like in the trenches, Chicago type of rap video almost. One of the shots that we actually did use from that was this one where he was tapping the screen. I thought it was just something cool that can play in with the video, make it a little bit more interactive. I really wanted to do a lot of these hand movement shots, just to give more energy to the video, but I found that actually in the edit, it didn't really match in really well, and I kept more of the static shots. So those ended up not getting used as well. So one of the shots that we actually used a lot in the main video was this shot like of his mouth, like no weird stuff. So we used a lot of the shots of his mouth, like vocalizing the lyrics. I think it just added a nice little touch to the video, where when I was able to like pull out certain moments from when he was talking. But yeah, for the second day, our first location was at this forest. So yeah, we had Ki posted up on the tree just to, you know, again, go for that little grudgy, edgy sort of video style. So we had him posted up on the tree right here. We also had these flowers, but I'm super happy that we got this shot. I think this composition lines up really well. He actually used this for the cover for the song. And one of my favorite transitional periods of the video is this moment where we have Ki sort of walking around. I did low shutter for this. I think I did about like 1 to 15 shutter speed. And then again, I just wanted to keep switching from those moments back to the city moments. That's where I'm good, where we had the actual FX3 was the main camera that we shot this video on. Has very, very high low light capacity, so you can shoot in very dark situations. Especially in DaVinci or such, you can also use noise reduction. And the main thing that these storyline shots were adding up for was this like last moment in the video. You can see him walking to the car where she has been looking for him like almost the whole video. And that's kind of what you feel just from like this short storyline. As you can see him walking to the actual car, him getting in and then just driving off. For the shots we did here, it was just literally the FX3 and a tripod. Like I had no gear, no monitor, no anything. There's not even lights on this shot. All we had was the car lights. Nothing was lighting up anything, so we just had them get in. We had the car lights. After all the filming, I had the idea of the edit in my head and I already started working on it right away. The plan was to have it very fast paced, so it just kind of keeps things interesting. One of the ways that I kept it very fast paced was just these little flashes. There's so many different ways you can do it. You can add adjustment clips and play with the brightness. What I do is actually take these film burns, just these white film burns, and then I just speed them up completely. As you can see, they flash a bunch. But I speed them up completely so you can just see it there. It just makes it super fast paced. I use it for a lot of the parts in the video, just to keep it rolling and keep the transitional period between each scene where it just flows pretty well. So yeah, going back to how the song actually plays out, we have a lot of times where the song is super high paced, and that's kind of where the city, the energy sort of scenes will be playing, where the color comes in, and then the times where he goes from very upbeat to low beat right here, and that's where we have more of the storyline shots coming in. So we had her looking at the phone, and then we had him out in the forest as well. One of my favorite part about the city scenes actually was the color grade. The first actual cut that we had of the music video, the color grade, in my opinion, wasn't there yet. I needed to work on it a little bit more. I was still going for that edgy look, but I just don't think it matched too well, like having it super, super dark in some moments. So we brightened up the city scenes a little bit more and took away a lot of the contrast. You're probably wondering what's the secret to actually making like a low budget music video look good? Well, this video wasn't super low budget because we did have a very well-equipped camera. But besides that, we had no crew. It was just a one-man shoot, a one-man edit. In an ideal situation, as I explained earlier in the video, I would like in the future to have a bigger crew, camera operators, people that are color grading the videos, VFX creators. I think for those type of budgets, you can have a lot of different concepts that kind of work together, but for low budget, you kind of have to tweak it a little bit, kind of always be thinking about the edit in the shoot because sometimes things just won't work out. The main key thing I would say is just to start shooting no matter what level you are. On this channel, I used to want to be a music video channel. So I've made music videos in the past, but I don't really consider them, like, I didn't really know what I was doing. But I have music videos on this channel that I have privated. My first music video ever, it's just completely shot wrong. This was about 2 years ago. Yeah, everything about this video was wrong. And with experience over the last 2 years, the edit's cool and I came up with all these different intricate ideas, but I'm filming at like 60 frames per second. It's just very weird. It was filmed on like a Canon 70D with like a kit lens. Found a way to make it work almost. Thing is, like, if I was given sort of equipment at this level, I wouldn't have been able to make something decent. It just wouldn't look as good because that's the main key, is like going out and just shooting, because over time you're just gonna get better at certain things. You're gonna learn a lot more, how to color grade videos better, how to actually know your camera settings, how to shoot correct, compositions down. It just takes time, and that's the major key thing, is to just go out there and shoot, even if it's just with an iPhone, because it helps you visualize more in the long term. A lot of you guys might feel discouraged about the type of camera equipment that you have. Go out there and just shoot. I think over time it just gets better, and especially if you're obsessed with this, it's just gonna only become easier over time. The last 2 years, this is all I think about every day. I'm constantly trying to learn something new. It's played out pretty well as I'm looking back right now, because this is actually a shock for me looking back at this music video. Like, holy crap, this was only 2 years ago. January 1st, 2022. It's October 17th, 2024 now, and my work has just skyrocketed and so much stuff has happened for me. That's just because I've just been so consistent towards it, just wanting to get better every day, and I haven't been discouraged about what type of equipment that I have. And the best thing that happens when you actually go out there and shoot is you learn a little bit more about the process each time. This was a huge pivotal point in my filmmaking career. I actually figured out from this project like how much longer it takes to edit projects. For the longest time, I would always just get the edit done within a couple days, a day even, and just be done with it. And then I'd be completely hating the project shortly after. I would just hate the colors, I hate certain aspects of the video. But for this, the artist actually wanted to wait a little bit so he can promote the song more. And for me, I was like, no, let's drop it now. But actually, I'm super glad that we waited a little bit longer because over time, I just kept realizing things that I didn't like about the video. I went back to fix the colors multiple times. I rewatched the video a lot and just kept seeing little things I didn't like. I would export it, watch it a few more times during the day and be like, I really hate that. So I really feel like I put my all into this, and I think it's one of the most happiest I've been with a project, even with the low budget. Being able to go in on a video for a few hours a day over an extended period of time is way better than just going all into a video over a 1 to 2 day span. You're chugging coffees and you're like barely getting through the video just to hate it in the end. And that's one thing that I've learned so much throughout this. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I will see you in the next one.